Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I'm doing like a little sit down and talk video, which is something I haven't done in, oh my god, a long time. And I miss these and I want to bring them back. So today we're going to be talking about outgrowing friends and keeping them around for no apparent reason. So on my other channel, The Amateur Guru, I posted a video 2 years ago on how to cut a friend off. It was like, watch this if you want to cut a friend off. And at the time I was talking about this friend that I was having a hard time cutting ties with for no reason because she added no value to my life and I just didn't see why she needed to be around any longer, but I kept giving myself excuses as to why I just need to cut her off. And I think at the time I hadn't actually cut her off. I think at that time I was still like kind of debating it. And oh my god, the construction started. Please, just give me 15 minutes. So I was pretty much talking about the friend that I had a hard time cutting off, and I think in the video I was expressing my difficulty with cutting her off. I don't know if I had done it at the time, but I did cut her off. She's gone, she's cut, she's out of my life, bye, peace out. Today I want to talk about outgrowing friends, because outgrowing friends is something that all of us do, especially as we get older, but it's really hard to come to terms with, and I'm currently coming to terms with this at the moment, and I'm still in the process of really deciding what I want to do, but I hope that when I kind of talk about it, someone else can relate to it, and maybe you can give me some advice on how you've done it, how you've dealt with it, what you've done, because I don't know. So before I even get too deep, I just want to tell you guys to please leave a comment below letting me know if you've outgrown friends, what the experience was like. Did you cut them off? Did you try and grow with them and talk about like what did you do in the situation and have you gone through it? Like, let me know your experience with outgrowing friends. So if you're here, you probably feel like you're outgrowing some people and you are like, what the fuck do I do? When you're outgrowing a friend, it's really like you are growing up and so are they, and you're going into different paths. Before you were both on that same path, now this girl or guy is going that way and you're going that way, and it's very hard to meet in the middle and find like a common ground now because you're both different people. So what usually happens, I would say, honestly, there's so many different stages of life when it happens, but I would say after high school, it tends to happen usually within the first or second year after graduating. That first year is you are holding on to the friendship, and the second year is like you're kind of letting it fade out, or there's usually like a blow-up fight, or there's something that happens that you realize you don't care to try anymore because you've outgrown each other, which is totally fucking fine. In high school, when you think about it, not even just high school, but when you're young, your friends are based off of your geographical location. So if you go to school and you have the same people around you 5 days of the week from 8:30 to 3:30, you're gonna be friends with them. But the second you guys are put in different schools and you have to travel to see each other, you have to ask for rides, you have to get your license and drive to each other, it makes you realize like who's worth it and who are you going to go out of your way to go spend your time with and who are you not going to spend your time with, because you are friends because you're within close proximity in high school. And when you're growing up on the same street, you're friends because you're neighbors. But then once all that changes, you realize like, so are we friends because we're neighbors or are we friends because we're friends? And then you start to realize like, what do I have in common with this person? Like, other than talking about people that we know. We don't know the same people anymore. What do we talk about? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not even just a matter of like, you're not within close proximity of one another anymore. Sometimes it's also a matter of you're just growing up, and you're growing up in different ways. You're with new people who are molding you to be a new person. You are a reflection of the people you surround yourself with. So if I go to college and I meet a whole bunch of people that are so different because we're all in the arts program and we're all artsy and creative, and then I go back to Amanda, my high school BFF, and she's in the chemistry program and she's kind of like on a different wavelength, like she's going to frat parties, she's going to this, she's going to sorority parties. Honestly, that's not even a thing in Canada, but like I'm just saying, we're gonna have a hard time finding that common ground. And like we can hang out one-on-one and have a good time, but after a while it might start to get old because Amanda is missing out on the party that weekend because I'm visiting her, and I don't get to go to poetry night because I'm with Amanda. I can't bring Amanda with me to poetry night because that's not her thing, and Amanda can't bring me to the frat party because that's not my thing. And we both just kind of feel like we're missing out on a part of our life because we're still hanging on to that friendship, but really we have no one to talk about anymore. We have nothing to talk about anymore. We have different people around us. We have different interests. We're just fucking different. And we just don't connect the same way anymore. And that's okay. There's going to be people that you're going to grow apart from. And there's going to be people that you grow with in different directions, which is fine. Like my best friend Monica and I, we're so different. If we were to meet today, I don't think we'd become friends. I just don't. I'm sorry, Monica. We've talked about this. She probably doesn't think we'd become friends either. But we have so much history, and we still have like the common ground where we're able to meet in the middle and have a great friendship. Like we have the same sense of humor. We have grown together. We're just best friends. Like we're just best friends, and somehow it's worked even though we're so different. Like we're so different. We're night and day. We are night and day different. But we still have the core similarities that keep us bonded, and we have the sense of humor, and it just works. Sometimes it can work. But then there's those friendships that weren't strong enough to begin with, that when you try to like make it work, it's just not. It's just, what's that word? It's I don't know. It just doesn't work. And I mean, I have a friend like that right now that we've been best friends for a long time. When I say a long time, remember, I'm 24. I don't mean 3 years, like a long time. And we're different. We're really different. And it's really hard for me to connect with her. And it's really hard for me to really understand her as a person anymore, because she's changed. She's changed a lot, and she's changed in ways that I don't agree with and that I don't click with. Does that mean she's a bad person? No, it just means that there are people for her. There are people that are going to vibe with her, that are going to understand her, that are going to really enjoy her presence and her personality. And then there's me that, as much as I try to, it's hard for me to be able to do that, because we're different. We are different. And she might feel the same about me, she might not. This is my little dilemma right now. It's like, is this something that I just let happen and I let us grow up and grow apart? Is this something that I talk to her about and I say like, hey, like, you've changed? But who am I to say you've changed? Because I've changed. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that you want to address it and you want to work on the friendship. But how do you do that when this is who they are? You can tell them they've changed, you can tell them this and that, but what are they gonna do? Change who they are for you because you don't mesh with it when 20 other people mesh with her? No, it's not my business. It's one of those people that you just gotta try the friendship and see how far you can go with it, until you realize like, we don't have shit in common anymore. Like, we're just different. We're just different, and maybe we can meet up once a year and catch up and fill each other in on each other's lives. But at the end of the day, you outgrow people, and that's okay. So you need to understand that. It's okay to outgrow your friends, and it's okay to not hang on to people that are weighing you down. It's okay to distance yourself from people who don't make you feel good inside. It's okay to let go of people who are not there in your life, who are not present. And just understand that if you have a friend that you really feel like you want to continue going, but every time you're with them, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel the same, that's okay. Because if you decide to distance yourself, you won't feel much missing from your life. You won't. You might see a picture and then you'll be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I'm not friends with that person anymore. I was friends with someone for 14 years. 14 years. And she did me so dirty, and I gave her another chance. And then the next year, she did me dirty in the exact same way. The same thing I forgave her for a year before, she did again, and it was some messed up stuff, trust me. So I cut her off. And it was really hard for me to do that. It was really hard. And not only that, we were growing apart. Like, we were on such different wavelengths. Like, we were so different, living completely different lifestyles. Like, it was to the point where we couldn't even mesh our friends because our friends were so different. And I'm not like a cliquey person. Like, I'm not in an arts program. I mean, I was, but like, I didn't have any friends. But I'm not someone who has like a squad of like people with common interests. Like, I have different friends from different types of walks of life or whatever, and so did she. But we were so different that our friends couldn't even mix. It would literally just have to be us two hanging out. And when it was us two hanging out, it just didn't feel like a friend anymore. It just kind of felt like, okay, we've been friends for 14 years, so I guess we should probably keep being friends. But that's not the case. Like, you just, what the hell? Like, that's stupid. That's stupid. And I've learned that. So it's possible. Like, you don't have to hang on to people. Like, I was friends with her for 14 years and I freaking stopped being friends with the girl, and it was really weird to know that she wasn't my friend anymore. And it took me a while, and to this day, this was 3 years ago, 2017, to this day, I still look at vlogs with her. I see them on my channel, or I look at like pictures I had with her, and I'm like, damn, like, we're really not friends anymore. Like, we really haven't talked in 3 years. This is weird. Like, it will still kind of feel a little bit weird when you see their face, or when someone brings them up, you're like, oh yeah. But do I think about her often? Hell no. Do I cry over her? No. Do I miss her? I'm sorry, but no. Do I look back and smile at memories we've had? Yeah. Like, can I look back and think, oh my god, like, we had good times? Absolutely. But I don't miss her. I don't want to be her friend. And I don't get sad when I see her. I just kind of think like, damn, like, we really don't talk. Like, that's so weird. I thought this was a forever friend. But you're gonna think that about every friend. If you don't think that about your friend, then why are you friends with them? You always want to think that's your forever friend, but life goes a certain way, and shit doesn't always last forever. It just doesn't. So I don't really know the purpose of this video. I just want to say that it is okay to let go of people that are no longer serving you. It's okay to outgrow your friends and let yourself outgrow them. You don't have to force a friendship. You don't have to force it. If it's been 6 months and you're perfectly fine with not having spoken to them for 6 months, you don't have to reach out to them because you're like, oh shit, it's been a long time, I should probably reach out to them and catch up. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. Don't do it because if you want to and you're like, oh shit, it's been 6 months, like, I miss her, like, let me hit her up so that we can catch up, I want to know what she's up to. Do it. But if you're sitting there like, oh my god, like, I haven't talked to her for 6 months, it's already been 6 months, I should probably hit her up. Don't do it. She hasn't hit you up, or he. Don't do it. It's not a matter of feeling like you need to do this because you want to make sure that they know you're putting an effort. It's a matter of, I want to do this because I miss them and I want to talk to them. So you need to recognize the difference, and if it's the first one, then I say just let it go, and when they hit you up, you can have a real ass conversation about it and you can talk. Or you can say you're busy and know what's good for you, and if it's not seeing them because you just feel like there's no need, then you can just kind of let the friendship fade out. If you feel like you owe them a conversation, owe them that conversation. I've broken up with friends before. I've sat them down and be like, listen, like, I don't think this is working. Okay, I don't sit them down, but I will call them or I'll text them. I don't think this is working. I don't think we should be friends. Blah, 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 blah. You can break up with your friend if you feel like you owe them that respect to tell them. You can ghost your friend. If they're not a good person, you can ghost them. You can cut them off. It's your life. You gonna hang on to people for no reason? Because you feel like you owe them loyalty? No. No. Stop holding on to people that don't serve you. Stop holding on to people that you've outgrown. Stop forcing friendships that have no meaning anymore. And that's my speech. The dog is barking, the noise is going off, the elevator's making noise, everything's just like, shut up everyone, just let me film. But yeah, that's my video, that's my piece. If you like these type of videos where I just kind of go off about a topic that means a lot to me, then let me know. If you're going through a similar situation, drop it in the comments below. And if you have any advice for me, let me know. I know what I need to do, but I'm scared to do it because that's human nature. I don't want to cut off my friend of X and X amount of years because I feel weird doing it and I feel like I'm not ready. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do for myself and the friendship, and if I'm going to continue it, if I'm going to talk about it with her, if I'm going to cut her off. I need to figure that out because I know there's a problem. So give me some advice, man. If you think if there's anything I should do, anything that you've done in the past that helped you, let me know and maybe I'll fucking do it. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. When I have an update on the situation, I'll definitely give you guys a little update. I really like making these type of videos. I'm very passionate about them, so I'm gonna bring these back a lot. Oh, one more thing to comment. Any topics you want me to discuss, like peer pressure, drugs, like random stuff in high school, let me know because I can go on for hours. I got no friends living with me. I live alone. I have no one to talk to, so I can talk to you. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, @AshFloresTV. Bye.